In the behind-the-scenes video, the developers shared some insight of the process that took place during the early stages of production, and talked about the lore of the wizarding world and how they wanted to create the most authentic experience in Hogwarts Legacy. Alongside, they also showcased some of the concept art created for the game. And among those pictures, there's this one, where a group of wizards are tending to the wounds of a fallen werewolf. Well, it looks like it's fallen. It could be just injured, but that's definitely a werewolf. And the question is, are we going to be able to become a werewolf in Hogwarts Legacy? Are we going to have that choice? Are we going to meet a werewolf? That is what we're going to discuss in this video. First things first. A werewolf, also known as a lycanthrope, was a creature who normally resembled a human being, but upon the complete rising of the full moon, became an uncontrollable, fearsome, and deadly wolf. To the lore, in order to become a werewolf, a wizard must get bitten by a werewolf in the first place. Then a mixture of powdered silver and dittany can be applied to seal the wound and allow the victim to live on as a werewolf. Although tragic tales were told of bite victims begging for death rather than becoming werewolves. And during the rise of every full moon, a werewolf had no choice but to transform into a ferocious beast that would no longer remember who they were and were capable of killing their best friends or loved ones. Unfortunately, there was no cure for lycanthropy. However, some of the worst effects could be mitigated by consuming Wolfsbane potion, which allowed a werewolf to retain their human mind while transformed, thus freeing them from the worry of harming other humans or themselves. Although that was a very difficult potion to make, with many complicated ingredients. Now, how would that work in Hogwarts Legacy? And specifically with our character, if we had a choice to become a werewolf? How would it be visualized? Is it like we're going to have a certain skin every full moon? I think there are moon cycles in the game because of the moon calves. So if they are, every full moon our skin will change, like our appearance will change. And since this is a video game, we will be able to control our werewolf. Not like in the movies where they just destroy everything and they seem kind of like uncontrollable. But we won't be able to use a wand. Obviously, we're not going to be able to use magic. We're only going to be able to run, jump, and attack. Almost like we're controlling Buckbeak, probably, but it's going to be werewolf is going to have a little attack. Maybe we will also have a choice to kill while in that form. But other wizards, everyone else, will attack us once they see us. If we are at Hogwarts or Hogsmeade, everyone will try to put us down or capture us. Well, they'll most likely will try to, help us because, wizards know that werewolves are still wizards and they need help. But still, they will try to defeat us. So for that reason, we want to stay away from populated areas and hide away in the Forbidden Forest or other areas outside Hogwarts. Now, honestly, it would be kind of cool. Say if we get accidentally bitten by a werewolf and then for some time, we're gonna have this bleeding effect. We'll have to act super fast, get to the hospital wing, and in order to survive, they'll have to apply the mixture of silver and dittany. And then we'll become a werewolf, and then we'll have this sort of disadvantage for the rest of the game that every full moon, we won't be able to use magic or anything. We'll have to run away and hide. Imagine if you're in the middle of a quest and it gets interrupted because we start to transform, and then we'll have to come back the next day and start over. But at the same time, they could be used as an opportunity to take down some strong enemies, because I would think a werewolf would be pretty powerful and destructive as a werewolf. Or another way how werewolves can be brought up in the game is at least maybe some character, or maybe our friend, like an NPC or a student, will become a werewolf and we'll have to help them as part of the story. It is possible, but whether or not it is going to be in the game, that's a question. However, the reason I'm bringing this up is because of this concept art picture. Because every drawing that they've shown has been reimagined into the footage and has been put in the game. You know, we've seen the concept art of the common rooms, and now we have the real versions. We've seen different areas around Hogwarts in the drawings, and then we've seen them visualized in the real thing. Same thing for Hogsmeade, the shops, etc. Of course, they're different, right? Different visualization, but that's how it's usually done. So that makes me think that there's something about werewolves in the game. Or maybe simply one of the enemies is going to be a werewolf, and we'll have to study and figure out how to defeat a werewolf and what to do in his or her presence, because girls can be werewolves too. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited being a werewolf? I'm pretty stoked. But for now, guys, make sure to hit the like. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on my future videos. Thank you. Have a good one.